Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your girl Summer, your host with the most, and we are back for yet another sip and chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's up, Tasha? Good morning. How you feeling? Y'all come on in, come on in. If you missed this, I'm tripping over my own tongue. I really got to get to the dentist. If you come in and you missed this, please catch the replay. Hashtag replay in the comments. And if you are here as you come in, please hit that share button. The one thing I will consistently ask you for is to hit the share button. It's free, it doesn't cost you a thing, but it helps our pages to grow. Good morning, Charlene. How are you this morning? Good morning, Evelyn. You feeling great? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's the goal for in the morning, baby. To feel great. Start your day off on the right foot. I'm good, Tasha. Thank you so much. I had some good sleep last night. I ain't complaining at all. Hey, Jeanette, how you doing? Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate you. Now, something I want to tell you guys about StreamYard. When we do StreamYard, when we go on these panels, we cannot see if you send stars or gifts or anything like that. And I can't see if you shared. So if you shared, please make sure you put in the comments that you shared so I can shout you out when you sit down together as a family to eat at this. Oh, okay, Monique. Monique said, I'm just going to jump right into it. She said, we ain't getting into the good mornings or nothing. We just going to jump right into the dialogue. You truly blessed and favored, period. That's what I'm talking about. Good morning, Kathy. Look at y'all. I love it that y'all jumping right into this dialogue. Good morning, Sherry. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Sorry I'm late.
Good morning, Steph.
Sorry, I'm late. I'm late.
It's okay. You here? That's all that matters.
I fell
Is that
asleep on the
cute
couch
part?
with my dog.
Oh my Lancer. You and that dog. Good morning, Jennifer. Yes, we live, baby. We live and in action. Thank you for trying to be early, Monique. I appreciate that. Hey Helen, how you doing? Hey Helen, how you doing? Let me save this so I can make sure I can go back to the first comment when we get into this dialogue. But how was everyone doing this morning? What was for breakfast? While we wait for everybody to slide up in here.
I haven't had
I,
nothing.
I
Still
haven't
can't
ate
feel back
either.
asleep.
I haven't ate anything yet either. I'm doing laundry. I'm out and about. It's actually a pretty it's a little chilly but not too bad. Morning is actually like the weather is perfect for a walk. It's perfect for a walk. Perfect for a walk. Let me share this out. Let's share it out. Hmm. How y'all feeling in these cheese eggs? You know what, Monique? I've been eating cheese eggs every morning almost. Every morning I've been eating cheese eggs and some type of sausage. That has been my morning ritual thus far. Today's topic is, y'all know this topic, man, it be circulating, it been swirling. I think I've been seeing people talk about this dialogue back and forth for the last couple of years, all over Facebook, in different areas of Facebook, different groups, different cultures, belief systems, races, and it's always a tug of war when we talk about it. I'm in Rochester, New York. It's nippy out. What's up, Rochester, New York? Going to get in the shower and listen to y'all. Period. Period. Do what you do. But like I was saying, I've seen this topic discussed back and forth, in different places and like outside of social media, on social media. I think I even seen a news article about it one time. Like, wow, like it be spiraling, and it's always a split. It's always a split, and I don't think we ever going to come to like an actual conclusion. It's one of those things like do what work for you, right? But I think what get me when we talk about this, and for those who don't know what the topic is, it is who eats first or who serves first, who gets served first, who eats first. Um, one or the other, whichever floats your boat. We gonna talk about it all though. But what gets me is like the firmness of some people when they state their stance, right? And not only that, I put up this post a little while ago about it. I don't remember if I put it on my personal page or my blog page, but it was people so adamant about their feelings, like they was going against the Bible. Like for those who practice, have a belief system and they follow certain things like religiously, they was going beyond their faith. Like they don't care what the book said. They gonna do what they do. And I'll just be like, my mind be blown every time that people will publicly state certain things. You know what I'm saying? And y'all go ahead, y'all start putting in the comments who come first. Girl, me too, laugh out loud. I feel like I have pregnancy cravings. I go through these things, Monique, where I just want certain things and that's what I will eat. That's what I will eat. Steph, remember if you're not gonna go live today on your own page, you could stream it. Hey
I'm doing that
Naiva.
already.
I make my plate first and then the children. I make my husband plate first and then the children. We finna get in here. I'm the same as you. What you mean you the same as me, Brandy? What you mean, girl? Good morning, my Linda. I feel like I haven't seen you in about 50 years. Where you been at, girl? You hiding? Kids, husband, and self. I'm
My
blown.
mom always made my dad's plate first, and that's how I grew up seeing it. So that's what I do now. But I don't have kids, but I do make my husband's plate first, and then I make my
Mm.
mom's plate, and then I make mine.
Hmm.
I'm always last.
G said, I'm blown. I tagged you. I don't have children, actually. I'm good scoping the streets. What you tag me in, D Hall? Making plates at the same time, but my BD don't give a if he eats first or not, long as he get the biggest piece of meat. He want the
Good
biggest piece
morning.
of Good morning. He want the biggest piece of chicken. He said, I want the biggest piece of chicken. Agree, because the Bible is kind of barbaric about some things. Ooh, Leanne, you always coming and throwing a baby. She be
Good
throwing a
morning,
wrench in.
Ava. I didn't even see you pop up there.
I seen her pop up. I said, oh, hey, Naive.
I didn't see it.
People will argue about any and everything. Yes, they will. Now all of a sudden we talk about who had breakfast,
True.
and now I'm hungry. Now I'm over here hungry. Brandy said her husband plate is first. Oh, okay, Brandy, got you. Good morning, beautiful ladies. I just been sleeping early. Left a lot. I missed the game yesterday. Love y'all. Love you too, boo. Rhonda Brown said, "Oh wait, let me go back up because I'm reading people comments. Let me go back and read Monique comments because I don't want to skip you, Monique." Monique said, when you sit down together as a family to eat at the same time, there is no who eats first. My hubby starts off with the spoon. Okay, so y'all, she said they sit down, they make their plates at the table. I know
Really?
that's right, like the Huxtables. Like the Huxtables, Monique. Okay.
Normally, I fix both plates and bring them to the table at the same time.
Mmm. Look at that. She said she make them at the same time, bring them to the table at the same time. So who cares? Whoever put their fork into the food, I guess, put their food in their mouth. What matters? Kathy said, good morning. I serve my man first because he brought these groceries and is usually fresh off work. But a lot of times we want to eat together, him and I. So we get the kids out the way and then eat together. Depends on the day, dinner, etc. No set rule for us. It's kind of like go with the flow, right? But generally speaking, you serve your man first. I hear you. Hey, hey, Helen. Girl, me too. I read that. My plate is made for my plate is made last. Tasha said, I think most people that cook make their plate last. I think that's just like how it go. I feel like sometimes I'll cook dinner and I won't even eat with nobody because I just don't be ready to eat at that time. I don't know. I feel like I get sometimes I be hungry when I cook and then I don't typically taste my food while I cook, but then by the time I'm done cooking, I'm not hungry no more. I don't know what that's about. Um Leanne said I make Bay plate first because kids are needy. His food would be cold. Oh, you still have small children you have to tend to, Leanne, you saying. And if you wait, I'm confused by that. You make Bay plate first because kids are needy. His food will be cold. That threw me off a little bit. So you make his plate and take it to him so he can eat and then you tend to the kids? Is that what you're saying, Leanne? I'm reading too much into it. Y'all help me out on the panel.
Sorry, I was muted. I think she's saying that if she was to focus, too much, her kids would get her distracted. So she feeds him so that she can still deal with kids.
So what I want to understand for those who say they feed their kids first and they so adamant about feeding their kids first, it's
Oh,
always that my kids don't come after nobody. They come first. Da 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 da.
Candy's in
Why
the
is
back.
it so? Why is there so much passion behind that? Like, what's the reason? Like, for you, because for me, it sounds like it's a mental thing. Because if you got enough food for everybody to eat, right? For me, like, why does it matter if you make the husband or the spouse plate first and then feed the kids? Like, talking about, you gonna make sure they eat. Like, is it a like what's the mental train of thought behind that? That's what I want to understand. And for those who feed their spouse first and then the kids, like make his plate first and then the kids, what is the mental behind that? Like, I know what my mental thoughts are behind it, but I want to see what some of y'all thoughts are first, um or whatnot. See y'all, get y'all rolling in these comments or whatnot. But when people be like, I'm not, my kids ain't gonna come last, I be like, are they not gonna eat? In my head, the first thing I wonder is like, if you make your spouse plate first, is your spouse not going, like, are your children not going to be able to eat? Like, are you rationing out the food? Are you struggling to the point where you don't have enough food to kind of go around? um and that's one part of the question. And then the second part is, do you think, do you equate serving your spouse first as a level of respect and acknowledgement? um can y'all understand that aspect? And let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Not even, since you here and you said you make the plates at the same time. For you, it doesn't. If it was a scenario like, is that just how you would do it? If you had children in your home, right? Would you still do it the same way? Not able, just make everybody plate and bring it to the table, everybody eat together.
Yes, that's how I do it.
Okay. So
Because
it really,
even if I fix him his food first, he's still gonna sit and wait for everybody.
so it's a family thing. We all gonna sit eat
Yes.
together. So it really don't
Right.
matter which plate get the piece of chicken touch it first. What plate get it? It don't matter. We eating as a family.
Right.
Okay. What about you, Steph? I know you kind of spoke on, like you said, your grandmom or your mom always did it that way.
Yeah, mine always.
So if you
So it's
had,
just
go ahead.
if I had kids, I probably would do it the same way. You
For
know,
you,
my
what does
husband
it
goes to
mean?
work and earns
Go.
it. He makes the money. He works all day. By the time he's home, he wants to eat. You know, kids are still going to eat. It has no. It's not like you're just going to let him eat until he's full while your kids starve and wait. You just give him his plate first.
Yeah. And so for me, it's a level. For me, it's like me showing appreciation,
Right. It's a
gratitude.
respect. Right. Yeah.
It's me showing him respect. It's me kind of, prioritizing him. It's kind of my way of, one of the smaller things or ways I can do to acknowledge him, his position in the family for me, right? Because he holding everything down. So it's like, why not something as small as a plate? Like, because for me, it's small things like that. Not for everybody. It's small things like that that I think mean a lot to some people. Not to every, some, men. Some men don't give a crap about who eat first. They don't care. They like, it's enough food for everybody. Make they plate, make my plate. I don't care. And then there's other men, like, if I'm out here busting my behind, the least you could do is a sign of respect is to serve me first. Like, and then I think in situations like that, then those are not people that's sitting at a table, kind of like, what was her name? Was it Monique? Was it Monique that said it? Yeah, Monique that said, like, we all sitting at the table together like the Huxtables and we eating. He get the spoon first. So for me, even in that aspect, although you not making his plate for him, that's still a sign of respect. He getting the spoon, he gonna dig in first. And whether he served himself or he served his wife or he served the kids, like, you giving him that option, that choice to lead the way and how the food is finna be, distributed or whatnot. Is how I see it. Rhonda said, well, my husband gets his plate first, but reality is I make everyone's plate, then I make mine last to make sure all get enough to eat. So, Rhonda, in your household, is it like so I feel like, because I feel like I always overcook. It's very rare that I undercook, right? And if I undercook, I'm the same as you, Rhonda. Then I'll make their plate, I'll find me something else to eat. But usually when I do that, it's not due to lack of us not having the ability for me to have made more. My portions was just not mathing that day for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? But for you, and you don't have to get personal, is that a situation for you, Rhonda, where, like, is food quantity an issue, or is it like a measurement type thing for you, Rhonda Brown? That question is for you. Jamie said, Can you read that, Steph?
Jamie says, "Ooh, my boyfriend don't really care if I make our 3-year-old plate first, as long as I make him a plate." Yeah. Sorry, I can only see it on the screen.
Oh, you can't see the comment from the thing. Okay, got you.
No.
Okay. And so when we talk about infants or babies, like kids under a certain age, like I know when I had my daughter when she was smaller, she was breastfed, right? Or even as babies being bottle fed. If I'm cooking dinner, I'm normally getting them out the way because um you have to focus on the kid. Like they can't feed themselves yet. So you kind of get them out the way first. Normally I'm feeding that baby while I'm cooking or before I cooked or, right after. Um, and then I'm serving my spouse. They got their plate, they eating. And I like to eat with my spouse when it's the opportunity. But a lot of times, depending on schedules and stuff like that, maybe they work, don't get them home around the time that you eat dinner. Maybe he gets home, too late, you don't want to eat. But even if sometimes my husband comes home late, and he eats dinner way after we ate dinner. If I'm up, I'll go sit with him because that's like adult time. You know what I'm saying? Time for you and that your spouse. For me, especially if you have small children in the house. Um, Let me see. Charlene said, "Are you busy, Naiva?
Yes,
You moving
ma'am.
and shaking? Okay,
I'm almost done though.
okay." My mom made my dad's plate first, so that's what I did as well. I'm widowed twice, so now I serve my kids, then myself. Yep. Yeah, and when there isn't a spouse in the home, I think it comes naturally because that's who you going. That it just comes naturally, like to feed the kids first. If y'all not sitting down as a family unit, right? What's the tea this morning? Good Monday morning, ladies. Good morning, Belinda. Ain't no tea this morning. In the morning times, we cool. We be cooling. We be kicked back and relaxing in the morning times. Good morning, Cupcake Boo. How you love? Jamie said, I usually make my son's plate first so it can be cooling off, then make his plate and serve him. But I always make his plate. He don't have make his own and he likes how I make it. You know what's funny, Jamie? You know what's funny? Because I be getting offended like sometimes if I usually try to make sure my husband plate is made and put in the microwave because he normally comes in late. But I will get offended if like he don't want to let me make him a plate or make him something. He be like, "No, I got it, I got it." I be like, "What you mean you got it? You got a problem?" I make it a big deal. He be like, "I don't understand like what your issue is." Right? And then the few times where I won't, I be like, "Let him go do his own thing." He be like, "I'm gonna call my mom tomorrow." He be like, "I'm gonna call my mom tomorrow and tell her you let me serve myself. You let me make my own food." I be like, "You gotta be kidding me. Like, bro, are you kidding me right now? You gotta be kidding me. Like, are you serious?" Hey, Candy Goddess. Welcome to the live. Oh my gosh,
Hey,
you was back there for a long time, Candy. I'm sorry.
yeah, I've
I
been back there
said
for
she
a
was
while.
there.
I ain't hear you, Steph. I'm so
Oh boy,
sorry.
it's okay. I talk too much, so I was letting y'all get your thing in.
Well, go ahead and get your piece in, Candy, since you're right here. What are your
So
thoughts on, what is your thoughts on who gets served first or how you operate your home when, there is a male figure or a female figure, you have a spouse in the home? Like, who gets served first? Do it matter? How do you do the dinner, the food? Like, what are your thoughts?
I think it is absolutely a point of respect. And it kind of takes it back to like old tradition, right? Like my grandparents, and even my mother too. It's one of those things like if your partner is out there working or, running a business to provide for the family itself, providing that there's enough food. Now, let me say this because I've been in the struggle, y'all. I've been in
Mm-hmm.
the struggle. And, in my past relationship, like with my ex, um, you know, we hit some hard times, right? Like, and so in those situations, my partner absolutely was like, nah, feed the kids. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But on a regular basis where we are able to feed everybody, 2 times over, um, my partner gets the plate. If they're the one that are going out of the home and, providing. But, and it depends on the situation, like I said, because I've been in the struggle too. Um, you know, I always eat last. My plate is always last, and I like to always I make a lot of food too. So like, I always like to make sure like, okay, especially my boys, because they eat a whole lot. Like they can get second. And then I make my plate. But
Mhm.
it's a point of respect to show appreciation for what that individual is going out and doing to provide for the home in general. And I feel like it also teaches my children that same respect. I think it's important, like for my boys to see that. I think it's important for my girls too, but I want my boys to be able to grow up and know that, their woman is supposed to respect them.
Yep. I feel like I've had that conversation with my son. Like when before I got married, I would serve him and I would make his plate. I'm a food though is a part of my me showing that I love you though. Is I pour love into it. Like when I'm really into it and I'm cooking and I'm at my best, like I like to cook like a chef. I ain't
Ab-
no chef, but that's how I like to cook. I like to get the cute plates. I like to put the rice in the funny shapes and I plate my food. Presentation is everything. Like when I'm feeling real good, baby, a macaroni and cheese look like it's supposed to be on like a commercial or something. That's how I do. That's how I show, that I love you.
right,
So when I serve my son, when I used to serve my son first, when it was him in the house, and I would make his plate and make it cute, I would set it, the whole utensil thing, the cup, the water, the drink. Like that's the type time, that I be
right,
on. And I'm like, it's not to show you that this is like that the girl has to do what I do or whoever it is that you decide to be with in life. But just like showing you the level of acknowledgement, respect, because although my son wasn't the provider in the home, he actually picked up on things that I didn't do. Like when he got older, he took the trash out. He handled certain things in the house when he was old enough that I wouldn't have to do. So I gave him a certain, level of acknowledgement, and I wanted him to show like this is what the person who you are with. If you playing, especially if you playing your part, you
right.
know, they should acknowledge you in some way. Whether it is like this, it should be somewhere you should feel loved, catered to, if that's what you want.
Validated.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I used to talk to my son and, have those type of dialogues and things like that because I think it's important. Not that the person got to treat you like your mama. That's not the message I was trying to give him. But
Right.
just like you should feel it through action somewhere, whatever your love language is. Um, However you feel most appreciated, like you should feel it in those areas, is all, and it should be reciprocated. Same thing for your spouse. It should not be a one-way street. You know what I'm saying? And that was that.
Absolutely. And I've had the same conversation with my girls too. And
Hmm.
it's a not touchy situation, but my oldest daughter is the stud in her relationship. So she goes out of the home and she works, and her fiance and my daughter's stepson, they're in the home while my daughter works and provides outwards. Um, and I had to have that conversation with her when she was younger, like, oh, if you're gonna play this role as the masculine figure in your relationships, then you absolutely have to be able to provide in that way and
Hmm.
hold that type of standard for yourself. And whatever female you decide to, commit to, she needs to have that same type of validation for you. So like, I've had that conversation too, like with my older child who's a girl, but sees herself in that masculine position.
Right. Right. Jamie said, I think I read that. I usually make my son's plate first so it can be cool and all. Yeah, I read that. He doesn't make his own. He like how I make it. Right. Long as we all. Good morning, Ashley Dean. How you doing, boo? For those who, if you wrote a comment and we haven't gotten to it, it's not because we are ignoring you. It's because I haven't gotten there yet. I'm trying to keep up with the comments, so I'm reading them as they come in, and we're a little bit behind. So I'm not ignoring anyone because I know I come to that message where be like, "Do you see me? We just ain't get to you yet, boo. We gonna get there." Long as we all eating full, we good, boo. Keandra said, period. And it's as simple as that. Like, who cares? Brandy said, my husband isn't here most times for dinner, so I make his and put it in a microwave. Most times I don't eat the same thing or at the same time, Brandy, and that's true. Like the same thing like me. My husband plate normally go in a microwave. I normally feed my daughter. And honestly, sometimes I won't even eat what I cooked. I be done went down the street and crept to the Burger King or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm one of those parents. Go get me something and make y'all dinner. I'm absolutely one of those parents. Absolutely. How many of y'all have cooked dinner, but you went and got yourself something special? You went into the fast food joint. you went and got you a little number two from somewhere and you hid in your car and ate it so they won't see it and threw it in the trash. How many of y'all have done that?
I do that all the time because I
You
don't
do.
eat a lot of things that my kids eat. I don't eat red meat or pork, so I cook for, everybody else, and then I cook myself something separately.
Mm-hmm. Helen said I eat last unless I'm at Steph's. If I'm cooking, she makes me eat first. Aw,
Absolutely.
that's so cute.
And
She's
that's
my guest.
yeah, that's a gesture of honor and respect. Absolutely.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
she's my guest. She's cooking a whole meal for my family that she doesn't have to. Yeah, her ass is gonna sit down and eat first. Or butt, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So
Jamie said I always eat last. Laugh out loud. Sometimes I'm not even hungry when it's ready, but I make sure everyone eats first, just how I am. Right.
Yeah.
Leslie said, "Hey Leslie, I feel like I ain't seen you in a minute, girl. Your profile picture always stick out to me though. It's always been the kids first in my family. My mom and my aunties didn't play that. Is there a reason for that, Leslie? Let me ask you something. You don't got to answer because it's gonna be a little bit personal. Was there a male in the household when it was done that way, or not? Like, was it a male in the household or not? And if so, like, were they married? Were they like just boyfriend, just casual? Give me some background. I really want to understand.
Because there's a difference between serving your man and serving a man.
Mm-hmm. Whew, Belinda said, "Feed the loudest and have peace and quiet for yourself. Get them something to eat so they can be quiet." Belinda, I know that's right. She said, "Yeah, I don't get the what the big deal is because everyone going to eat. Period." Miss Jessica, I'm shocked by that. She said, "I have always fed my kids first." Is there a reason why you fed your kids first, Miss Jessica?
I remember she dialogued about that one time in the back about feeding her kids
Mm.
first.
Like I was saying, we eat together, but he gets the spoon first because he is the provider, and that's on that, Monique. I feel that, Monique. I feel that. It's like if I'm putting the food in the fridge, I'm bringing the check home. I'm paying all the bills. I'm making sure we straight. Why can't I get fed first? Why can't I get the spoon first? My husband makes sure we have the food to eat. So for me, it's a respect thing. Right, Brandy? Jennifer says spouse gets fed first. He's the provider. And yes, as a level of respect. Sherry said kids always first. I was a single mom for a long time before I had a new husband. So they eat first. So it was an old habit that just you never broke out of, Sherry. How does your husband feel about it? Does he care one way or the other? Respect and appreciation thing, should I say? Right.
My
My
husband doesn't
man.
care at all, but I,
Mm-hmm.
I still do it because it's just what I do.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
My man wants our son to eat first. He even wants me to get a plate before him, but I don't do that. I always want him to have his plate, and I will eat whatever is left. There's always plenty. Jasmine said, "We make the kids' plate first, then I make his, then mine's." Is there a reason for that, Jasmine? Like, what's the reason for? Or do you feed the kids first to like get them out the way so that you and your spouse can enjoy a meal together? I'm trying to think. Do my husband care? I always serve him first because even if he not home, I make his plate first and then go in the microwave, and then I make my daughter's plate. And if my son is there, then I make my son plate and then my daughter's plate. Or sometimes I make them all at once, but his is put up first, handled first, and then I get to theirs. But I don't know. I feel like I asked him that before, and I think that he said I don't want to put no words in his mouth, so I don't know. I'm gonna ask him because I can't remember. Cause it's not like we finna fight over something. He's never felt disrespected or nothing. Now I have had a person that felt really adamant about being fed first. If they was home and you didn't give them their plate first, they felt disrespected, like it was a problem. It was a problem. Even if it made sense, like, bruh, you was way upstairs, or like they right here, I gave them their plate. Like your plate is made. You just didn't get it first. Like it's problematic. For me, that's a little bit strange. How y'all feel about that? That was a little bit strange to me. Like it's giving red flags, like I need to watch you type time.
I feel like it's control in that situation that you were just talking about.
Hmm.
Um, with every when you said that, it reminded me of a time when I got in trouble for eating before my granddaddy, and this was like at like a holiday function where like the whole family was there, and I got scolded as a kid for eating before my granddaddy had sat down. Like he had to be sitting at the head of the table before my grandma and my mom, would even start eating, or the other people at the table would start eating. And I remember as a kid, like I kind of got scolded a little bit, like you got to wait for you know Papa to sit at the table. Um, and I at the time I didn't know, what I'm saying, I was just a kid, and I was hungry. But I feel like sometimes, depending on what the situation is, sometimes it be control, um versus tradition or respect.
Yeah, that gave me like you can't get control nowhere else in your life, or you've been disrespected, so now you feel like you have to try to grab control and whatever like space you can, like some small frivolous things like that's just like wow. But I remember I have an older brother, and we was, I forget what was going on, I don't know if it was a holiday and we cooked or what, but we had cooked, and everybody was in the kitchen, like getting the food and stuff together. And I had asked, I think my son, this before I had my daughter, I had asked my son if he could take the plate to my brother. He sent the plate back. He sent the plate back and like went off about not getting his food, and him not serving him, and he shouldn't be bringing nobody no plate, and da 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 da. And you know what happened? Y'all want to know what happened with his food? It sat right there on the counter, and everybody else got their food. And then when I was done, then he got his plate.
I know
Like,
that's
what is wrong with you?
mm-mm.
Like, what? We don't do that. I don't do that. What's the word I'm looking for? Misogynist? Is that the right term?
Hmm.
Like, I don't do. Oh, oh, you gotta go ahead. Okay. I'm like, I thought that was just insane for him to react that way.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to see if he stayed. I think he left after that. He didn't appreciate that. Like, who you? I
Good
already
morning, everybody coming in. Sorry.
already respected you by sending your plate to you first.
Right.
Then you don't like how I sent it to you. Nah, we don't do that over here.
Mm-mm. And I think that's the difference. You know what I mean? Like, so some situations, like, um, especially like in a toxic relationship or a toxic environment as a whole, um, it can be misconstrued. Like, I feel like it's something that we should want to do from our hearts, as the mother, the feminine figure, not something that's being forced upon us. I think it then becomes something else, if that makes sense.
Baby, I was like, you ain't put nothing in on none of this food to be acting like that.
Yeah.
Put no dibs on this food to be acting like that. Rhonda said, I feel as though my husband works and makes sure we have a roof and food to eat. So he comes home, he gets his plate first. That's why. That's the why for me. Okay, Miss Rhonda. Debbie said kids first. Yes, head of the household. Catherine said, I feed my husband first. He pays the bills and makes sure we have food, so he eats first. That's my choice, and the kids do not mind. Them kids gonna eat, right? Um, can you see this comment? Can somebody read this real quick?
Um, hold on, I don't see it. Oh, okay, I see it now. I make my child plate first, and we get our plate after. But I don't make his plate; he makes his own plate.
And
Okay.
some households are that way.
Absolutely. And you know what? I think too. I've seen the dynamic has changed through different parts of the relationship too. Um, if you're fresh in a relationship, I don't necessarily give you that same type of respect if we're just dating than
Right.
if we are, in a committed relationship and we're living in the same home, and you know what I mean? So I think there's different like levels to it for me. I think it's something that like kind of needs to be like kind of earned.
All right.
Um, I just don't come into it like that.
Good morning,
Simone,
sweets.
Simone Cooper, can I ask you, have you ever had the conversation with your spouse? Like, how do they feel about that? Do he just not care, or it's like whatever, it is what it is type thing? Um, hey, Patty King. Good morning, Zeta Zamora. Good morning, my two grandboys, and then my honey, and then my son who is 23. Hey, doing Dickman, how you doing? We sit at the table and we all make our plate and eat. Okay. Hey, Tonya, we're talking about who gets served first. Who eat first in the house, Tonya? Tanya, who eat first in the house? I want to kind of chime in on what you said, Candy. Right?
Okay.
Because you said when people come in, like when y'all first start dating, like you don't extend the same type of like respect, or it's you kind of got to earn it, blah blah blah, right?
Hmm.
So for me, right, it's right off the bat, right? And why it's right off the bat is because, like, but for me, the reason why it's right off the bat is because some people don't care about food, right? It's like the next thing. What is this? I hear money. I like finding money when I wash clothes. Um,
Mm-mm.
uh, I'm not going to feed you unless I see us going somewhere, unless I see this traveling somewhere, because I take food personally. Like for me, it means something. Like if I'm
Right.
gonna cook you like my own food, I'm finna get in the kitchen and throw down. Like that meant something. Like you done made it to the next level type time. So it ain't just like, oh, it's just food. Like I legit take food personally.
Right.
So how does everyone else feel about that? Are y'all just feeding these men, or like they gotta is a certain level like they have to earn before they get a plate, a home cooked meal from you? Sorry,
Oh, special. There's levels.
somebody
There's levels to it.
can somebody read that comment?
Let me see if I can see it. Rhonda says, well, for me, it's I portion the food for each meal, and sometimes some eat more than others. My son will eat anything in the house, so I make sure if my math wasn't mathing, I will eat what's left over or something else. Now, I have had those days where I didn't make enough for my husband and my mom, and I'll end up eating less or something, but it don't matter to me. I'm I'm grown. I'll eat when I'm hungry.
Right. Yeah, I absolutely, and especially as a single mom, not having another spouse and being the sole provider all the way around for four children, there has been times where, I'm just like, okay, y'all can get seconds, and then I grab, a
Right.
tomato sandwich or something. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I absolutely will sacrifice for my family. You know what I'm saying? So, and it doesn't bother me. Like sometimes, most of the time, I don't be eating what they eat anyway. So, it's not such a big deal.
In my mind, I'm always thinking as long as they're satisfied and full,
Right.
as long as mom and my husband are good, then I'm good. I always worry about what they want to eat first.
And it's funny because when my mother was still alive, I remember, you know, at one point, like she would cook, and it would be like me, her, and my sister-in-law in the kitchen, and we'd be in there cooking. And my mom wouldn't even eat, and I would be like, making her a plate and putting it aside. And she would be like, no, put them rolls back in the basket. Like, I'll grab something later. And I'd be like, no, like we just busted our tail in this kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you sit down and eat. And I'm trying to serve my mom. Um, but she just wasn't having it because of the way she has been conditioned. Like I said, with my grandfather and
Yeah.
the males, she's been conditioned that way that all the men have to eat, and so they're busting at the seams before she'll even touch her plate. But like I honored my mother, um,
Mm-hmm.
and it was perceived to be almost disrespectful at times because of the way my family was set up. Um, like I said, I got in trouble for eating before my granddaddy sat down in his seat. So um, I guess it's just a part of that tradition or the way that things were. You know what I mean for her. Let's see. We already read this one. Hold on. I was gonna.
Y'all read that one? Zeta
Yeah.
Zamora is highlighted.
Hmm.
Leanne said, "Go ahead, go ahead."
I was trying to help. Leanne said, same. I feel useless. Let me make the food, sir. Right.
Hey Sherry, hey Vanilla. Brandy said he play, and he do. My husband be playing all the time. There you go. Laugh out loud. I do this. That's how far backed up we are. Laugh out loud. I do the same thing. I'm just like, let me make you something. If he is late because he tired, and I know he is, but he will always say no. I can do it. Then gives in. Let me try to catch up. Hold on. Brandy said if the woman is also working, I feel it's still a level of respect type of thing. Of course, this comes from being raised that way.
Right.
You saying if the woman is also working, a man still should eat or no?
I mean, it just depends. I work, but my husband is definitely the breadwinner around here. I work from home. I don't make near the kind of money he does, you know?
Yeah, I think that absolutely has to do with like tradition. Like she said, it's just
Yeah.
you know, um how she was raised.
Yeah, I still even when I worked and was like putting in 50-50, I still was the one that cooked, took care of the kid. It's
Hmm.
always uneven in a lot of those aspects. It's always only 50-50 when it comes to the coin, but not the
Right.
work in the house. And I still would make my spouse's plate first and serve them because it was a level of respect. Until there was no respect. When there was no
Right.
respect, you probably won't even get a plate. You'd be
Facts.
lucky. You'd be lucky if it's food left in there for you to eat, and
Right.
it would be done on purpose.
Right. I'm feeding the dog first.
Now we're in a bad. Now we're in a bad spot. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Right.
You know I'm angry whenever if I'm going to be feeding the dog chicken and rice and you getting a sandwich.
Right.
Cat
Hey,
said,
sweets. Hold on, wait. I lost my
"Oh,
place. Hey, oh, go ahead. Hey, Niecy Marie. Go ahead. Read that.
oh, hold on, what'd you do? It disappeared.
If you
Oh, there
can't
it
see
goes.
it, okay.
Ashley said, I believe it's a respect for some people, depending on the household. My grandmother had 16 children, and she stayed home cooking, cleaning, and taking care of the children, while my grandfather was the provider. So her mindset was his plate was always prepared first, then the children, and then her plate, but everyone would eat together. Yeah. By the time I got done fixing plates, though, everybody's done eating, usually. And that's how a lot of that is. Like, traditionally, kind of, back in the day, you know?
Yep. I thought it was an island mentality. Nope. Shanice said, "You can't even get into my home if I don't think it's going somewhere, let alone have me up in the kitchen cooking for you." Period, Shanice.
Period.
You ain't finna get this good cooking
Exactly.
at
Yeah.
all. Layla said, "Me and my man been together 14 years, but when we were 15 and 16, we got high together. And the first time, and he cooked for me. You know what's crazy? I have a sister, and every man she has been with has been the cooker. She's not the cooker by far. Okay, her man's is always the cookers, and they be always throwing down. Men be throwing down in these kitchen. They a lot. We have this. This is a misconception, or used to be that men can't
My
cook.
husband can bake like a professional. He can bake cakes, homemade bread and rolls.
Yes,
I can't bake nothing.
my husband think he could cook. I be, but the thing is, he ain't cooked for me since we got married. Ain't that something? He was
Right.
trying to wine and dine me and impress me before we
Hmm.
got married, and then we got married. I said, "Can you? You can't even put something in the air fryer." Like, what's up?
No, I need you to keep that same energy.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I told him. I be telling him all the time he being boozy.
Desiree, we're on Facebook, but each of us are probably streaming, so you're only probably seeing comments from whoever stream you are actually watching from, whose ever page.
Yeah.
We're seeing them collectively because we're up here on StreamYard.
Oh dang! I lost my place. Who was it?
Hold on.
Um, hold on, y'all.
There's Shanice.
Uh,
There's
did we read Marlinda comment?
Melinda, where Melinda at?
I feel like after cooking, I don't feel like eating most times, but I don't have skin in this game since I'm solo. But my mama fed her man and then her babies. Either way, we ate.
Right.
Okay.
Tiffany said, "Say it again." Last night you couldn't. Oh, because a lot of times, if I at night sometimes. So when I do the open panel at night, Miss Lawanda, it's supposed to only be on YouTube. But because I'm still building my YouTube, a lot of times I will stream it to Facebook so that people are alerted that I'm on YouTube. And the comments are cut off on purpose to force people to come to YouTube. So that's why you couldn't comment last night. Oh, is this too big for you to read, Steph?
I,
Hold on.
I got it, Steph. I got it.
Okay.
I don't. Sorry, I didn't
Hubby
see
and
it.
I, it's okay. Hubby and I both bring the money in, and he works later than I do every day. So I always cook, and I wait till he gets home from work for me to eat with him. But we both eat together, and I always will wait for him, even if it's 8 p.m. when he gets home each night. We got a baby girl on the way, though. We probably will eat together, and I'll feed her before he gets home so she doesn't have to eat late once she is born. Yeah. So I think it's different too when it's just you two. You know what I'm saying? When it's once you have your baby, um, I think the energy is going to switch up a little bit, especially in the beginning, because you're going to have to feed the baby every 4 hours, whatever the case may be. But later on, do you think that you will be still feeding your husband first, or do you think you would change to the other dynamic of the kids, Lindsay, if she's even still here? Lawanda said, catch you later if you see this. LOL. Have a great day, everyone. If you're still here, Miss Lawanda, you have a great day too. Let's see. Tanya says, all three of my kids are over 18 and they live with their dad. But when we are a family, I'm remarried now. Okay. We would sit down at the table and eat together, but I always made my ex husband's food first and gave him his plate. Then I made my kids' plate, then I made my plate. And there were many times snuck out after the kids went to bed and got myself something from a restaurant. LOL. And there was times when my kids ate, then I would sit at the table and eat. We would eat together. Absolutely. I do that a lot too. I think Summer said she does it a lot too.
I'll be sneaky, sneaky,
Hmm.
sneaky, sneaky. Normally, I'll get me something right before my daughter comes home from school, and then I'll have her dinner, have her eat, and I already ate. So I feel you on that. Hey, Layla. Good morning. Kids first, then we make our plates. What we talk? We talking about who eat first, Layla? I'm married 36 years, and I cook it here. You go eat. Wait a minute. I'm married 36 years, and I cook it here. You go eat.
Yeah, I cook it here. You take it, go eat it.
Mm. Okay, Tanya. I always, Suan said I always put the food on the table. I put the food closest to the man. We all made our own plates. See, and that still was that level of respect, though. Putting it closest to
Hmm.
him was still a form of acknowledgement in my book, anyway.
Yes.
With my Korean family, the man eats first, then the children, then the mother. My American family, the children eat first, then everybody eats. So it's just different depending on where you come from. So wait, the man eat first and then everybody else wait like after him, or do you mean like y'all serve him and then everybody else get their plate and like y'all all eating at the same time, Kimberly? Or like he got to eat first and then after he done eating, then everybody else eat? Is that what you're saying?
Oh no, that ain't. Mm-mm.
Because I need to talk about that.
Yeah,
How does your
I don't
family
think
eat dinner? Go ahead.
that's crazy. I'm not
So
gonna sit and wait for somebody to finish their meal before we can eat.
I need
No, no.
clarification on that, but that's the difference. Like different cultures, different religions,
Hmm.
like they all have different perspectives, and like all perspectives or how they do things. And because something is not the norm or understood, like it got to be respected. People don't have to move like you move. Like it's
No,
Right.
I get it.
no. I'm not
To
saying you.
each
I'm
their
just speaking.
own, but I can't sit and watch somebody eat while I'm waiting.
Right. No, I'm just speaking in general. Like life is. I think sometimes we get caught up in like what we see in our everyday life here and don't understand it's a whole world out there like
Yeah.
that do things completely different sometimes complete in reverse of what we have learned and been taught and been conditioned. Like, it's wild.
And a lot of
Um,
times they don't even know no different, right? Like some of these different cultures see us as being weird. You know what I mean? Because they don't know any different. Layla said, "My children eats first no matter what. If I cook, then my man gets his food, then me. But if my man cooks, I get my food before him."
well, that makes sense because he's serving you at that point, right?
Mhm.
That's dope. Desiree said, "I feed my kids first. I grew up in a home that wasn't so good and have went without food, so it's a habit to feed my kids first because my husband and I will starve before my kids will, and we have never been without as an adult. I think it's programmed me." So Desiree, that's what I was trying to get at. I feel like sometimes this is a thing from like traumas or
Yes.
situations from our history. Like if you came from a life where y'all struggle and sometimes food just wasn't enough, it becomes like a survival thing. Like, nah, my kids finna eat. You could have a fridge full of food, a freezer overflowing, a cupboard, stacked to the top. But because you are, you had that history in your childhood where things wasn't always so good, it's kind of like a protective thing. So I
Mhm.
get that. I get that. Here go Cat with the say. I was waiting to come for Cat for the get to her comments. Cat with the C said, in Samoan culture, which we practice when family is here or any functions, pastor and his wife eat first. Who is pastor? Is that what the husband is called?
No, that would probably be
Yeah, I
like
think we're talking about like
grandparent. Like if
religion.
there's a if they're a preacher or whatever, their pastor
Yes.
and his wife, and then whoever's the
Oh,
elders in the house.
Hmm.
oh, okay.
Yeah, because I think the way that she wrote it is like I think the religious leader would eat first and his wife, then the elders and the adults, and then the kids eat last.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So she included like a whole cookout type situation with a big
yeah.
Yeah,
family together. Got you.
right.
The
Okay.
whole Samoan culture is very interesting to me. Like when it comes to like their parent, like her, like if you had a Samoan son and the mom, even if he was 40 years old, told him to go do something, they're going to do it.
Hmm.
When it's
It's
just
a
us
they
here,
have high respect. So
at the house, I serve my husband first just because he will only eat his food if it's hot. But most of the time, he tells me to feed the kids first. Okay. My husband wants me to feed the children first. I see a lot of those comments, Mary, that the husband wants the kids to eat first. Did
Hmm.
I say good morning to Sweet Truth already? Hey, Sweet Truth, are you still here? My man's, he wants me home with our young children. As long as the kids are not going to be without, the kids will be fine for just a few minutes while I get my hubby set. The kids are needy.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I need my man works and wants me home. Oh, I read that already. I read that. Oh gosh, I done lost it. I lost where I was at. So, Lindsay said, "Laugh out loud." My man was cooking for me more before we got married, too, girl. He cooks on a grill though. I don't touch the grill, and I cook in the kitchen. That's just the way it works. You know what's crazy? Talking about
Hmm.
husbands. So some of you know that me and my husband is a rekindle love. He was like my first love, and then he swung back around. Came got me right. So prior to us getting married, my husband was not a hands-on type dude. He was a type dude. He gonna pay somebody to go do it, but he ain't get his hands dirty. I used to be like, bruh, like, come on. He ain't finna change a tire. He not.
mhm.
He not finna paint the house. He not. He not finna go get the toolbox. Like he never was that dude. But he will go get somebody quick to go do it. You know what I'm saying? He not finna have the woman do it. He rather pay somebody to do it. And
Right.
all right, but now he's more hands on. I guess because of the line of work now that he's in, because he now is a contractor where like they flip houses and stuff like that. So now he's like going to pick up lumber and that. But when I see him do stuff like that, like when we first got together, I just was like, "Bruh, are you kidding me? Like what?" It was like, "Ain't no way this is the type of stuff you're doing. Like no way." Um, and now he will like get his hands dirty, uh, and he will have cooked. He always can make tuna fish. Oh my god, his tuna fish is always really good. Um, but no, y'all know how some people have that spouse. He will grill. I'm trying to think if my husband ever grew. I can't recall if he ever grilled. Not for me. Not for me. I feel like I've heard him say he grilled for the boys, like him and his sons. That they put burgers and stuff on the grill, like them and just the boys having a time. But mm-mm. I remember one time he was in there lost in the kitchen and he didn't know how to turn the oven on. I said, "You got to be kidding me! You got to be kidding me! You don't know how to turn the oven on? This is crazy."
He
He
just
talking
wanted
about
you to do it with him. That's all.
no, he was in there really struggling. I walked in like, "What are you doing?" He like trying to figure out how to turn. I said, "Wow, wow." I'm the only one over. I got you, love. Let me run these comments and reactions up. What you talking about, Dewana? Where you at, Dewana? What's the topic? Good morning, Dawn Marie. What you doing in the comments?
I was gonna ask you behind,
What is Dawn
girl.
Marie
You
doing in the
behind.
comments? I was able to see the top. I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't find most of these comments. Where was you at, Does? Where was y'all at? Y'all probably was on some. Oh, y'all read that. Y'all probably was on somebody else's page.
Yeah,
They probably was on Naiva page. All the grits talk last night. I'm having grits and bacon. Mmm.
gross.
Yeah, I enjoyed that dialogue last night. That was fun. Digging into the archives.
Oof.
Uh, Lindsay said, "I'll def have the baby fed before he even gets home, but I'll wait for him to have my dinner, and we will still probably eat together. Just because baby isn't going to wait till 8 p.m. to have dinner, he always wants me to eat earlier, but it's just something about me that I feel like I'd rather eat with him than have him eat dinner alone. So I just wait for him." Oh, that's cute, Lindsay.
Absolutely.
For me, although we all eat at the same time, my husband gets his plate first and then my children. Usually by the time I'm finished cooking and cleaning up after myself, I'm no longer hungry. Man is head of the household. I was raised on a man that don't work, don't eat. Hey, preach it, preach it. Do y'all like do that really happen? If your man ain't working,
Yeah,
y'all not gonna feed him?
not what he deserves. Well, I'll
Oh,
feed him. I'll give him some chicken tenders. You get a bag of frozen something.
oh, she
Damarie's in
said,
the back.
we finna end it now, girl. Let me see. Good morning, Angela. Laugh out loud. It depends. If they, hey, Don Marie.
Hey, good morning.
It depends if there is room for everyone to eat. Then the men get served first, and everyone joins in. If they live in a small space, they take turns or stagger in. Okay. Oh my God, Summer. That's how my husband was when we first got together. He just pays people to do it now. He's very hands on. Child. When I tell y'all, when I seen him doing certain stuff, I couldn't believe my eyes. I said, "You gonna do what?" I remember one time, even before we got back together, this when he was stalking me. He won't admit he was stalking me, or he was stalking me. And I had did they hired me to do his my mother in law's birthday setup, right? And somebody threw away a tote or a bag that had my backdrop curtains in. And for anybody that has ever decorated or even purchased decorations like real decorations, those curtains, especially like the sequence ones, like a single panel by itself could cost $60. And I had these, it was these new style things with these big, it was called a payette curtain. And they were like $100 a curtain, right? And I went through my stuff, my inventory to put it up, and I couldn't find it. I'm like, oh my God. But this is why I don't like when outsiders help me break. People always want to be helpful. Oh, let me help you. No, like it is faster, but something always ends up being out of place or lost so I like to do it myself or with the people who I came with, my crew. So I call him like, oh my God. He went and got in the dumpster and dug through the dumpster looking for my backdrop curtain bag. I could not believe it because he was just not that man. He would have went and found somebody that was on a little bit of, I'm saying, to go dump in a. He got in that thing himself. I said, "You jumped in that dumpster and got my stuff." I think that's when my eyes open. Like, oh, maybe I should give
Yeah.
him a little bit of attention. You know what I'm saying? You won't jump in a dumpster because I wasn't getting in no dumpster. Mm-mm. And
That's
then he
cute.
brought it to me, and lived maybe 35, 40 minutes from each other at that time. I said, "Oh, he working. He trying. He trying to do a little something. I see you."
He needed that attention.
Mm-hmm. Desiree said 100%, and I overbuy because of my childhood. I always have too much food and make too much food. It's crazy that you can't break that habit when it was so devastating to yourself as a child. I'm so sorry that you went through that, but I'm so happy that you are in a better place as an adult and you providing, in abundance. And I pray that it continues that way for you. You never have to go through that struggle again. I can't
Amen.
imagine what that's like. I've never been through that. Like I didn't even know we were considered poor growing up, right? I didn't even know it because my parents did, they hit it. So not hit it or just, they just did their thing, I guess. So a
Right.
lot of times I wouldn't have known that we were considered poor, because we never lacked in the food department. Thank God for that. Um, so when I hear stuff like that, it's like, dang, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it was the same way my mom, you know what I mean? Like no matter what we went through, I didn't know about it. You know what I mean? I knew about it later in life, when I became an adult and, she would conversate with me. But that's another topic too, is that, children stay in children's place. And like my mom didn't have adult conversation with me as a child. So I never knew what was going on behind the scenes ever.
Right, me either.
Duana says, now at a family function, I'm just now realizing that I fixed my children's plate first. But I guess that's because I'm trying to get them out of the way. Then I make my husband's plate and serve him. Yeah, I think like
Yeah, I could.
cookouts and stuff like
Yeah,
that is a little different. You know what I mean?
yeah. You're trying to get your kids all wrangled together. Sit down. Don't move. Stop picking your nose. Stuff like that. So you try to get them in one spot, feed them, get them happy.
Not to stop picking your nose.
Good morning, Donna. I feed my kids first. We all going to eat. I'm very open with my kids on certain things. My husband always had me serve my kids first, and that was his choice. He always said the kids come first. I see that a lot. I enjoyed it as well. I couldn't comment though. You had to come to YouTube, Dawana. My husband would have burnt water when he got together. Not burnt water. What? Oh yeah. Okay, she on Devon's page. I understand that. I feel like it depends. Did y'all read this?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's see. No, I don't think so. I understand that I feel like it depends on their line of work. If they are willing to get their hands dirty or not, like a car salesman or something won't be out getting dirty in the yard, but a construction man is out there doing it all.
Girl, they talking about she feeds Squeak first. Hey, Ebony. Hey, Navel.
Good morning.
Dawn Marie, let's get your perspective first before we wrap this up. What are your thoughts? Um, who eats first? Does it matter to you, and why do you feel the way you feel concerning it?
Um, I don't. I mean, I don't think it matters really. I mean, like if I was married, I'd probably feed the kids first, just because you know, to get them out the way and get them done and settled. That way we can relax and eat. When I was younger, my mom she fed her husband first most of the time, but yeah. I think just to feed the kids first to get them out the way.
Okay. Zawana said it's different for me. My husband and I have been together for 14 years. He always provided, so if he ever lost his job, he would still be fed first. Now, if he ain't never worked and I was the only one working plus cooking and cleaning, it becomes a respect thing. I probably would lose all of that said respect and not even fix his ass a plate. Period, Dewana.
Period.
So when people said that, like, that's the same thing for me too. It depends. Like, that's not like a black and white thing for me. Um, if we in a relationship together and my husband is on his he down right now for whatever went on, maybe he lost his job, he not getting paid as much, he got injured, he got hurt, he still won't get that level of respect. Now if he lost his job and he ain't get a job, it's a year done passed now, and you still laying on the couch playing your PlayStation 5. and you ain't doing what you need to do. Now, I don't even know if it's gonna take a year. You know what I'm saying? If you able bodied, you not hurt, you not injured, and you just not out here figuring it out, I don't know if I could. I couldn't probably couldn't respect that at all. I
Right.
probably couldn't respect that at all. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like you gonna have to get it together, bro. Nay
Agreed.
said growing up, they just put it on the table and we all went in. Y'all, that sound real savage, Nay. The way she wrote it just sound real savage. The way I pictured it. Candy Duck's makeup journey said, when me and hubby got together, I'd feed him first. When we hit our six kids and they were young, so they are the first, but now they teenagers, so Poppy eats first. Sometimes they get their place first, but nowadays half and half. Okay, so it just depends on what's going on for you. Um, there are other things I do because my husband works a lot. I mow the lawn. Wait a minute. I mow the lawn. I take the trash out. I do almost all housework and laundry. Even though he don't eat first, I do things because I know he works so much. And now that we adopted our daughters, he's letting me stay home with her till she goes to school because she needs extra love due to her past. I'm not mowing nobody lawn. I'm not
I
taking out the
actually enjoy
trash.
mowing the grass. I love
I
mowing
know
grass.
I know stuff like lawn. I'm not mowing nobody's lawn.
I
I'm
like
not
it.
taking the trash out. That trash will sit there, baby. That trash will
I
Mhm.
don't.
sit there until
I
you
don't
take
do
it out.
trash.
It'll be one bag, two bag, three bag. Nope.
Well, I do. I just lied. Yeah, I do trash sometimes. My husband's really tired on trash night, like to get it out to the street. I'll roll it down there. I don't care. It's just right. It's a couple of steps.
Nope. Ain't gonna happen. Sorry. Ain't gonna happen. I mean, I'm not gonna say it ain't gonna happen. Like if it's a situation where like I know my husband is, something's going on is not the norm, then yeah, I'm not an a hole, but baby, I'm
Yeah,
taking
that's what
that
I'm
trash.
saying. That's if he's
I be
extra
like,
tired, I
I be
will.
like, you ain't see that trash right there? Oh, it's
I
gonna
do
stay
that.
there. I be like, it's gonna stay. You better get it. I know what you're doing. Hey, Pebbles.
I think that comes along with just like everybody has their own dynamics. And as long as it's, respected on both ends.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, Desiree said I even pick up dog poop. I picked up dog poop the other day, and I was not happy about it. And the only reason why I picked it up, it was because our big old French Mastiff, our Cane Corso, pooped. She doesn't normally do that. I don't know what was going on with her. But I couldn't wait for him to come home because it was going to drive me out the house. So, but baby, I was pissed. Okay, pissed. Nate said I'm a savage. Spicy. You spicy, Nate? Hey, Nikki. Thank you for sharing. Well, not let me lie. When my brother comes over, I make him take it out. He be mad. Period. I have to do everything else in the house, cook, clean, laundry, etc. So boys and hubby can do the trash and yard work. Period. I ain't, and I don't even. I got to do better because I don't even got a leg to stand on no more. I used to cook at least 6 days a week. And baby, it might be a week before somebody get a meal. I got to do better. I got to do. I asked him the other day. I said, "How am I doing as a wife?" He said, "You want to have that conversation?" I said, "Well, dang, I'm doing that bad." He gonna start laughing. I don't do give me anxiety doing stuff like that. Don't don't do that. Cause like, what am I doing? Now I'm in my head. You know what I'm saying?
Don't ask if you don't want to know the answer.
Right. Then I'll be like, dang, our agreement for 13 years, I'll do inside the housework. You and the boys got to do trash and the yard work. Good morning, Tori Boo. Hey Donna, I'm 62. My man works two jobs. I do everything, but I am okay with that. That's what's up, Donna. Do y'all thing. Especially like when I think about people that do stuff like that, like farm work. I'm not. I ain't built. I wasn't raised like that. I was in the inner city.
Oh, I ain't built
Concrete.
for that. No.
Mm-mm. Nikki said she do it all.
But I love mowing grass. It takes me forever, but I love it
Mm-mm.
because I'm using a self-propelled push mower. I'm not using a riding mower.
Oh, I'd be out there with boogers and everything. All my allergies, I would die.
Child, the only time I would probably mow a lawn is if it's like he got a rod on mower or something and I wanted to play with it, but not to be serious. It
Yeah,
would
I
be
could
because
see
I
that
want to
being
play.
fun.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Dewana says shit. My husband grabs my lashes. He knows the ones I wear. He always grabbing me some type of clothing item while he out. He spends more than me. I know that's right, Dewana. You know, I ain't even finna get on that because I had to get on my husband because I be like, you're not riding right. But we ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about that. He come in the house and if he don't have something for me, I'll be like, you married? Are you married? Do you be forgetting you married? That you have a wife? He be like, yeah, no, no, because I don't do. If I step into a store and I get myself something, 9.999% of the time, I'm getting him something too, or I'm getting him something and not even getting myself something. He's always thought about. I need that reciprocated, brother. I need it reciprocated. Whenever my brother goes to a woman's house, he makes sure he takes the trash out. It's just, I teach my son that too. If you go to a house that's full of women, ain't no men there. You go to your grandparent house, your auntie house. You know, take their trash out. The trash need to go out.
I
Now
have a
these,
friend like that. Every time he comes here, he'll always check the trash, see if it needs to go out.
hmm now these kids older. I be showing them how to cook. I'm gonna need them to pitch in on dinners. Feeding eight is too much, so hubby takes one dinner a week and teaching my kids how to cook so they can start picking up a night. Oh, that's beautiful, Candy. Got
Hmm.
my baby back, baby back. What is that, Latoria? What baby back? What you talking about? That give me that what's that? Chili's baby back ribs.
Oh, she's
I
probably
think
not
Da-da-da-da-da.
sick no
she's with
more.
her baby. She's not sick no
Yeah.
more.
Oh, that's dang. You right, Tori. It makes sense. My mother brought me a blower for the leaves. I'm listening and cleaning the driveway and walkway. Now I used to like playing with the blower, the leaf blower, because I thought it was fun. Good morning, Jacqueline. I'll complain about the garbage once in a while. Autumn, we reunited and it feels so good. Hey. Candy says she loving this chat. Well, Candy, make sure you tune in every morning at 10:30 a.m. We actually went a little bit longer than we typically do. We about to do our affirmations and reel it in. So at this segment of the show, we typically ask if you can stand in front of a mirror. If you can't, grab a nice comfortable seat and close your eyes and relax. If you are driving, don't close your eyes. Please don't close. Be safe. What's up, Niecy baby? Close your eyes and take in some deep breaths. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Deep breaths. You're going to inhale the good energy. You're blowing out the bad energy. And then I want you to repeat after me. And I want you to say these things and I want you to actually feel. Oh, look at the doggy. Sorry, y'all. I want you to say these things and I want you to believe them, picture them, speak them into existence. Speak it into existence. I want you to say this. I already have everything I need to create the life I love. I give myself permission to thrive. We're going to say that one more time. I give myself permission to thrive. Prosperity flows to me effortlessly. Abundance flows through my life freely. I allow all good things to come into my life. I am thankful for all that I have in my life. The source of my prosperity is within me. I love working on my growth. I honor who I am and I am at peace with myself. And that is our sip and chat for this morning. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope to see some of you. I hope to see all of you back. We are live Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, with topics that we all can relate to in our life, one way or another. Please make sure you're following everyone on the panel. Steph's Corner on Facebook, Makeup with Dawn Marie, Candy Goddess on Facebook, on all platforms, I think Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram.
Yep, everywhere.
And of course, Summer's Room. I'm everywhere on all platforms. And follow my backup page, Summer's Lounge. And don't forget our Boo Divine Chronicles. She's on Facebook and YouTube. Uh, Tap in later on with me. We have the Convo 4 this evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I should have a recap. Might have a ride along. We'll see what happens. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. We love y'all. Remember, speak life into yourself. Positivity. Y'all got this. Whatever you want to accomplish in your life, you can do it. You just have to believe it. And take the step towards doing it. All right, y'all. Bye bye.
Bye.